Hey my friends, welcome back to my channel and welcome if you're new. I'm Melissa and in today's video I have for you a week's worth of meal ideas. If you are getting your meal plan ready for the week, then you're going to want to check out these meals that I cooked for the week because they are easy and they are delicious. So stay tuned. You know, I don't know why I've never made this before, but I'm making tostadas. I love tostadas, and I don't know why I've never made them before. So I am just browning my ground beef. I have some refried beans cooking. I am going to add some taco seasoning to my drained ground beef and let it cook. And really, as far as preparation, that is it. All you have to do from here is build your tostada. I put the refried beans on top of the store-bought flat tortillas, and then I topped it with the ground beef. And the reason I put the beans on there is just to kind of help the ground beef stick onto the tostada. But at this point, you can build it with anything you want. I'm using this Chipotle cream sauce. I tried to make it as close to the Taco Bell kind because I really like the Taco Bell. They don't carry them anymore, but I really like the Taco Bell tostadas. So I'm trying to make it as close to that as possible. But my husband's getting in here too, putting his together. But anyway, yeah, you can put whatever you want on this. Onions, tomatoes, cheese, doesn't matter. You build it yourself, but this is just how I'm building mine. And dinner was ready as quick as that. You really cannot get any simpler or any quicker than making these tostadas. And they were absolutely delicious. We had 2 each. And I served them with some chips and cheese sauce. And I didn't make my own cheese sauce. I just bought the store-bought queso, and that was it. That was a delicious and easy meal. This next night, we're having pork tenderloin and sheet pan veggies. So here I'm just chopping up my veggies, and I really try to like a variety of vegetables, but I just struggle. So this is the best I can do with a variety of vegetables, but it's actually really good. My husband really likes when I cook vegetables this way. But I just have green beans, zucchini, squash, and some bell pepper on here, and I just season it with some olive oil, and I use the garlic and herbs seasoning, roasted garlic and herbs. This is something that I use on a lot of stuff, and I just toss it all together, put some pepper on there, toss it all together, and I cook it. I think I had it on 400, and I cook it for probably about 15 minutes, I guess. And you just want to cook them until you like them. I like my vegetables really done. So if you like yours a little crunchier, you don't have to cook it as long. But I'm also going to cook some potatoes in the air fryer. And I'm just using the same seasoning. I had the little baby reds, and I'm just going to put some olive oil, some of that garlic and herb seasoning, as well as some pepper. Just toss it around, and I cook this in the air fryer for probably about 15 minutes as well. Now for the pork tenderloin, I'm using the roasted garlic and cracked black pepper. It's already seasoned. So I just take it out of the package and I cut them into slices that are about a 1/4 inch thick maybe, and I'm gonna fry them in the skillet. I really like cooking my pork tenderloin this way, so I just lay them all flat in one layer and cook them until they're done. You're just gonna, basically just watch them, let them cook on one side, and then turn them over and just let them cook. I do add some Tony Chachere's to it. I'm not adding a lot of seasonings. Tony Chachere's is the only thing I'm adding because I am using this jalapeno peach pepper jelly. Once the pork tenderloin is almost completely done, I just dollop a spoonful of the pepper jelly on top of each slice of pork tenderloin and let it cook until that pepper jelly kind of thickens up a little bit. And man, this was so good. If you've never tried pepper jelly on your pork tenderloin, boy, do you need to try it. It's so delicious. The vegetables were good. I did eat some of them. Potatoes were great. This was a delicious meal. On this night, we're having taco soup, and I have made this this is something that I just make a lot at my house. My husband, I love chili. I could eat chili every week. My husband, on the other hand, is not as big of a fan of chili, but he does like taco soup. So when I feel like I want to make something chili-esque, I make taco soup. I just brown my ground beef and put the taco seasoning in there and let that cook. And then I just start adding in all of the ingredients. It's very easy to put together. I put about the equivalent of a packet of taco seasoning and the equivalent of 1 packet of ranch seasoning. Let that cook. And once that is finished cooking, then you're gonna add a can of Rotel. You can add mild Rotel, hot Rotel. I'm just using the original because that's what I have in my pantry. So let that cook for just a few minutes. After that is finished cooking, then you're going to start adding your beans. For the beans, I use, it's not just beans, but I use chili beans, light red kidney beans. I use corn. I use black beans. And I think pinto beans. We'll see in just a minute. But yes, there's the pinto beans. So those are the beans that I use, and I don't drain any of them. I don't even drain the black beans. Some people say to, drain and rinse the black beans. I don't. I just throw it all in there. Just makes it easier. So once you throw all of the beans and the corn in there, now I have seen some recipes. This original recipe was something that I got from one of my husband's aunts, and she adds diced potatoes, but my family doesn't really want the potatoes in there, so I don't usually add those. But anyway, you let that cook. I'm gonna add about 2 cups of water and some beef base, or you can add some beef broth, but I prefer the beef base. You're gonna let that cook until it starts kind of coming to a boil. And once it kind of comes to a boil, then you're gonna add 1, 8-ounce thing of Velveeta cheese. And I have it cut up and cubed, and it just helps it to melt easier. So I just add that in there, and you want to stir it frequently until all of that cheese is melted, and then dinner is ready. This is something that is so simple, yet it's so satisfying and filling and super delicious. We put Fritos and sour cream on ours, and of course I add Tabasco before I start eating, but this is so delicious. This next night we had burgers, and I'm not going to bore you with how to cook a burger. I make mine in my iron skillet inside, and I just season it up, and you can just dress it however you want to dress it. We had ours with chips, and I did have a pickle with mine. Okay, this next night was one of those meals that when someone mentioned something similar, I was like, okay, I want that now. So I decided to make a chicken bacon ranch pasta salad. I am just using penne pasta. I don't know why I've never made this before because it was so simple and it was so good. But I am cooking my pasta and I'm cooking it actually earlier in the day because I don't want it to be necessarily hot when I served it. So I'm letting it cook earlier in the day and I just let it cool completely before I add everything else. But I drain my pasta. Love this strainer. If you've never seen this strainer before, I'm going to link it in my description box. I love it. It's awesome. But anyway, I have cooked some bacon because chicken bacon ranch. And I decided to put some sweet peas. I had some in the freezer and I'm cooking them in the bacon grease. That way I don't have to use much seasoning. I think I do add pepper in here, but sauteing these peas in the bacon grease, that was a really good move. You need to try this if you've never done it. The chicken that I'm using is the John Souls, I guess that's how you pronounce it. It's in usually the dairy section of Walmart, but I'm going to chop it up into bite-sized pieces. And I do like to season the chicken when I cook it like this for salads or whatever. I do like to add a blackened seasoning to it. It doesn't make it super spicy, but it does give it a great flavor. Now it's time to put the salad together. Everything is cooled, so I've chopped up the bacon. I'm gonna add the bacon to my drained pasta. I'm gonna add those yummy bacon cooked peas. Then I have some cubed cheese, some cucumber, and some red onion that I've diced up. And then I'm going to add some pepper. That's the only seasoning that I'm adding because I have the bacon in there and the chicken is going to be seasoned. So I'm just adding some pepper. And then I have some ranch dressing and I just add that to the salad and I mix it up. And that is basically all you do to the salad. Now, I'm still working on letting the chicken finish cooking. So while the chicken finishes cooking, I'm actually going to, once this is all mixed up, I'm going to put it into the refrigerator and let it sit in the fridge until the chicken is done. And this is what the chicken looks like once it's all cooked. Then I take the salad out of the fridge, add the chicken. I didn't have any more of that ranch seasoning, that Hidden Valley Ranch dressing, but I did have this Olive Garden ranch Parmesan ranch. If you've never had this, actually a really good ranch dressing. So I add just a little bit more of that just to make it creamy and mix that up real good, and that is it. And you guys, this was so delicious. Me and my husband couldn't stop oohing and ahhing while we were eating. Oh my gosh, it was so good. And we even both took some for lunch the next day. This is definitely a winner. But anyway, that is everything that I've cooked for the week. I hope that this has given you some great ideas for your meal planning. If you're new to my channel and you love this sort of content, then I would love it if you would click that subscribe button. And if you want more meal ideas, check out the box you see on the screen right now. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.